Good morning, brave awakened ones. This is QV here. Trying my do my best to get this done ASAP. Because I need to get ready for work instead of doing this. But I'm foregoing my morning meditation, which I'll do in my car hopefully, and can't do my workout this morning because I have to do this video. Now, more than likely, this will probably be my last video because more than likely they will take this video down. The, this, because I'm on my last strike to begin with, and I was guided that if I make this video, more than likely it will be my last one. But I have to do it. And I want you guys to take this seriously because we're at the precipice of everything, okay? As you know, all right? And I just want to get this out as fast as possible and connect the dots for you guys because you're at the forefront, light workers, quote unquote. Those of you who've awakened and are ascending, you need to know this is the time coming up where you have to reach your hands out to the muggles, okay? To the normies, to the muggles. What are muggles? Muggles are non-magical folk, okay? That's what I refer to normies as, because many normies don't know that there's still a lot that they need to know. There's a long way for them to go, that they may be awakened to a lot of what's going on, but they don't know the spiritual end of it, that we're not just in this economic war. We're not in this war just over freedom. Many of the patriots, quote unquote, not just American patriots, but patriots all over the world, I refer to myself as a patriot, okay, are awakened. They're fully awakened, but they're not awakened to that we're in a spiritual battle. Some of them say spiritual battle, but they're still not fully awakened to the full spiritual battle, the whole breadth of it all. They see it from a Christian point of view, and the light of Christ is the spiritual battle. It is about anchoring the light of Christ into this world for the world itself to ascend. But they have a very limited understanding of what the light of Christ is. Okay. So we must be patient with them and we must work with them. And the time is coming up for us to work with them because in this period we're coming into, especially 2023 to 2025, it is the time where the pillars of society are going to be falling. And the fuse has been lit for that to begin. Okay. And I will show you the fuse that just been lit. The pillars, just to give you an example, education, fuel, medical system, the education system, the fuel system, the religious system, the government system, the financial system, and I can't read my handwriting. You get what I'm talking about, okay? The different pillars of society. It's time. The fuse has been lit, okay? And the fuse that has been lit is this. Donald Trump sues Hillary Clinton, DNC, alleging false Russian collusion claims. It goes a lot deeper than that. Those of us who are awake and have been up to date on things understand that. He's bringing up all the people named in the suit, the podestas. We know the depth of their wickedness, okay? All of them are thrown in here. It's not just about Clinton and the DNC. Get politics out of your head. It's not just about politics, okay? That's just something for the muggles to understand. So please, get yourself out of the whole left and right. This is not about left and right. This is not about the DNC and the RNC. This is not about, communism, whatever. It's not about that. It's not about, it's the dark versus the light. That's what it's about. Okay. This is just a way to simplify it for the normies, for the muggles to understand what's going on. And then as we go along, the red pill's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more jagged because it's going to, the religious system, because it's going to really hit them there. Their belief systems, it's going to really hit them there. All right. But right now we need to hit them where they understand, their level of understanding. Okay. So that's what you got to get. Many light workers also, they're like, oh no, I'm way above that. Yeah, but it's about to get real close to home. That's why I'm making this video. So you guys could get your head out of the clouds and understand it's about connecting heaven on earth. We're here to clear out the darkness, to separate the realms. And here we go. The fuse has been lit. This is the fuse. This is, where is it taking place? Where did he file? Right here in South Florida, where I am, Miami. This is where he filed this lawsuit. Okay. Why? Because it is the brightest spot in the U.S., which is why he came here to begin with, which is why he made South Florida his home. Not too far from me. Which is why he made South Florida his home, okay? So you guys need to get over that whole political jargon bullshit, because that's all it is. It's BS. It's just, again, a front, okay? So the fuse has been lit, all right? So here we go. Why do I say a color revolution is coming to America? Everyone keeps talking about civil war. It's not about civil war. They're going to call it that, but it's not. They have been the dark ones, the dark hats, whatever, deep state, whatever you want to call them. They've been importing their soldiers. They already have their Antifa-tards here, okay? This color revolution is going to make the summer of quote unquote love, when the BLM tards, Antifa tards, they were all burn, loot, murder, when they were doing all that kind of stuff when that was going on, including the building where I had my business. Now the bank is closed there because it was a bank building. That bank no longer is there, okay? And on top of that, the Walgreens that was there is no longer there. The neighborhood has been destroyed. And it was a minority neighborhood. It was a Jewish, Hasidic Jews mostly, and Caribbean, mostly Haitian and Jamaican neighborhood. All right? So miss me with that nonsense. My own daughter calling me a freaking, race traitor and shit like that. This is what happens. You need to come down and see what happened to your old neighborhood. It is garbage now. They're closing down. They've closed down many things. The two staples was the bank building where my office was. They closed down the bank last year, and they closed down the Walgreens. So it looks like crap. And there are lines. They're still lining people up outside of Walmart, which I have not gone into for years. I've not gone into a Walmart or a Target. They're lining people outside, starting the food lines. They've been doing that since the whole Rona thing, right? And they're continuing it. So they're conditioning these people. So this so-called color revolution is going to hit America. What is a color revolution? It is right here. I'll put the links in the description. It started in 2024 by worldwide media to describe various anti-regime protest movements, accompanied by attempted or successful changes of government that took place. Okay, here's the whole thing. These color revolutions, they are a vehicle of the deep state to install their puppets. All right, here is a map of the countries that experience color revolutions. And here's a chart. Now, if you go down, here we go, Ukraine, all of these installed their deep state puppets. Some of them worked, some of them did not work. It did not work in China, but the CCP got a better hold. They really got a grip, just like in the American government. Is in my belief, the current president of China is not part of this deep state. But here you go. This is how they install their deep state puppets in the places that they could and needed to. It's very strategic, okay? So read that. I'm not going to read through it. Now, when it comes to America, who are they importing in for this color revolution? We all know what's going on in the border crisis, okay? They want us to think this is the Ukraine, and they're going to bring in 100 quote-unquote refugees from the Ukraine. They want everyone to think they're going to look like this. No, they're not. They're not going to look like this. BS. Okay? You know what they're going to look like? And I'm going to call my own people because I'm Haitian. I was born there. They're going to look like this. Who do you see in here? Do you see women and children and babies and stuff that they're trying to round up? Do you see that? Let's get another shot. Who do you see over here? You got one female over here. Who's the majority? These men. Late teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? Able-bodied fighting men. Here we go. Coming in from South America. Well, the Haitians came in through there also. They all gathered up in South America, and then South America got rid of them and pushed them up here. Who do you see over here? Who are all these men? Do you see a woman in the crowd? And when you see them with children, they're smuggling them in. They're coyotes. Do you see anybody? Or do you see able-bodied fighting men that are being paid off by Soros and company, by the deep staters, by the black cats to come in here so they can try to have their color revolution? Again, this is who they're going to be using to come knocking in American doors. Okay? Here's another picture. The Afghanistan ones. Who do you see here? Do you see women and children and babies? They want you to think this came. That did not come. That wasn't there. Here's another picture. Who do you see there? You see some women. This poor child's probably being smuggled in, these children, but it's mostly men. Look at all these men, able-bodied fighting men. That's who they're importing here. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to prepare you. Because why is this being allowed to happen, okay? When it comes to Trump, the deep state, the dark ones, they're going to allow him to come back into power. Change of batter soon. They're going to allow him to come back into power late this year. Why? Amendment 22. Look up Amendment 22. It allows him to take over the last 2 years, and then he could run again in 2024 and have another 4 years, making for 6 years. Okay? Amendment 22. Look it up. So that's why he's going to come back into power later this year. They're going to allow him to. They wanted to F up things, fuck up things as much as they can. Right? Try to destroy things, try to mess with people's head as much. So they can give him, they knew he was going to come back into power. That's the whole thing. You have to understand 5D chess. They know. They know what they're doing. They know how long it's going to take. So they're going to allow him to come back into power to preoccupy him. And then they could introduce their American Revolution, the second American Revolution, the second Civil War, American Civil War. And it's actually their deep state color revolution to try to not just overthrow him, but the American government completely. Okay, that's why they're bringing all these foreigners in to do that. All right, paying them off to come do that. They're going to allow him to come in. In allowing him to come in, they feel they can control the situation better, because right now they didn't realize just how much of a loose cannon he was going to be. Okay, so now, and they knew this. They knew if he's going to create enough trouble on the outside, they're going to have to let him back in. So now they're going to let him back in, which is exactly where he belongs. All right, they're going to take the potato out. They're going to take Brandon out. Okay, and they're going to bring him back in. So that's going to happen later this year. Okay, and then 2024. That's why he's pushing 2024, because he knows he's going to have the last 2 years, and then 2024. Okay, he's going to come in there. So that's tying that together. But, oh yeah, I wanted to, like hit on Candace Owen. She is a muggle, but she's an awakened muggle. Think of a Tim Pool. He's a bit more asleep than Candace is, but he's still awakened, and he still refers to the real asleep people. Like, this would be the deepest of the asleep. Go watch Harry Potter. You'll know who these people are. They're the ones who put Harry under the stairs. His auntie and uncle, whatever, and his cousin. These are super asleep muggles who are afraid of awakened people, afraid of us magical folk, afraid of us light workers, okay? And Brinks. I wanted to bring this up because I've actually been following this since 2009, since its inception. I was told to start following. That 2009 is when it came to the forefront, but actually its inception was 2001, and that's when I started following it. So it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. What does Brinks stand for? It's an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And it is a financial system that is, I know it started being gold back in 21. So I'll put this link so you guys could read about it. Here they are. And here's the whole Brinks plan. Now, this is going to be coming online. And again, the trigger is Trump getting back into office, the old financial system, the old falling out, and then the U.S. will join in on this. Eventually, all countries. These people, these countries were earmarked to bring this together, to put this together as the federal backed, system falls, as the deep state financial system falls, the debt slavery system. This system has been being worked on since 2001. Brinks, right here. Here they are. Okay? Here they are. And yes, Winnie the Pooh's right there. He's not the bad guy. Again, just like when Trump was in office, he was surrounded by wickedness. He is surrounded by wickedness also. He is not the bad guy. Pootie Pooh ain't bad. These aren't the bad guys. They're trying to work within the system. They were shouldered with this responsibility. Okay? Each of the white hats running white hat countries, trying to do that. They came together and did that. Okay? So I did it. Woohoo. All right, guys. Much love. Hang in there. Let's see how long this video stays up. So I suggest watching it as soon as possible. All right. QV out. Sugar to you guys. Much love, babes.